All right. So we have made it to another beautiful day. It's another rainy day here in California. So what we have going on today is two 461 inspections, an 036 inspection, it's an 036 Pro, and a 261 inspection as well. So it's going to be another inspection day today. I haven't started unassembling any of the saws, so that way we can do that together again like we did yesterday. Yesterday it was a really productive day. Got through 4 201 inspections, and it went really well. Nothing major, just some minor little repairs, mainly just maintenance, and but no blown up engines or anything severe. So like I said, just minor things. Clutch springs, rewind springs, on a couple of the 201s, or three of the 201s, general inspections, filters like the air filter, fuel filter, spark plug. They're all going to get a cleaning, and one of the 201s doesn't need air filter or anything like that. I am going to do a fuel filter on it just for safe measures. I'm going to do that on the house, just hook them up, because that one, it just recently came to us about, I don't know, maybe about a month ago. So air filter is perfect. It's actually right here. So like I said, just a fuel filter just for good measure, and then a cleaning, chain sharpening, and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna wait just a few moments to see if we get any more peeps in the house. We got Husky in the house and Val. What up? What up? What up? So yeah, so these inspections, we're gonna do the teardown or unassembly, whatever you want to call it. I think we're gonna do them out in the driveway today. I'm not sure because I still have all the parts from the tool ones in here. So they all have longer bars, so it might be a little tricky to, because we only have so much space. I mean, it might work, and then I'll just put the parts down here in the entrance of the shed, and then so I can keep them all organized and together. I'm going to start off with the 036. It's an 036 Pro. It's up on the bench right now. It's running a 25-inch bar, and I think I might actually just bring it in here, and I'll start piling parts over here just because our little side area over here is a little occupied with all the parts that we took off from the 201 inspections yesterday. I'll give you guys a quick little look of what I mean. So this box of junk, which is mine, has some stuff from who knows when. It's kind of like a little side counter that I use, but it's all occupied. Don't really have space down there right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. It's about to be 11:50. It's 10 to 12 right now here PM here here in California. So Horried Henry, what up, hello, and happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday the 13th. Today is a great day. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a bad luck day, but in reality, the number 13 is actually a lucky number. So, and it's also what we make of it too. So I choose to see it as a good day, as a positive day, as a lucky day. And so that's what it's going to be. And we actually have 13 viewers right now. So, hey, let's go. So what we're doing today is two 461 inspections, one 036 Pro inspection, and one 261 inspection. Just a general overview, go through to see what they need, what kind of condition they're in. It's all going to be minor stuff on these two. Well, the 461s, I have no idea. We don't know if they run or not. I'm just going to check mainly piston and cylinder. I know it's going to need carburetor work, so like metering diaphragm, maybe some new gaskets, depending. The 036 and the 261 does run. They do run. That's just going to be a little cleanup, a little TLC, little general service. So also depending on how the air filters look, for sure we'll throw in fuel filters just for good measure as well, just because typically there's a lot of debris that gets that falls into the gas tank. So so yeah, without further ado, let's get it going. I'm gonna actually just bring the 036 in here, get it started in here, so that way I'm not moving you guys too much. Not that it would probably matter, but just to keep things a little bit more I want to use the word copacetic, but I don't know if that, anyways, just to keep things a little bit more smooth. So Ahmad Seifel, not sure what you're saying, but happy Friday to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. We got Adiya Prabhakar. Hello, hello, happy Friday. So let's go, let's get it going. Let me bring in the saw. I do need to have another productive day. I need to just get things done because I do have some evening plans. So let's go. Okay, here's the 036 Pro, badass saw. It's running the West Coast bark box, modified muffler, and some pro safety dogs, which I hear that they're pretty good. So okay, and I actually still will move you guys around just because all these saws do have fuel in it and bar oil, so we'll go ahead and drain it like we were doing yesterday. Out here in the driveway, aka the saw holding area. And also too, it's not raining right now, and I dried off our air compressor station so that way I can actually bring you guys over there and you guys can see just kind of the whole process of how I do inspections and do the process, I guess. So yesterday it was pretty wet out there. So let's go. We got Total Tech in the house. Hello, hello. Naked Beekeeper says, poor guy. Not sure why that is. We're actually doing very well. So I hope you're doing well, Naked Bear Keeper or Beekeeper. Hopefully you find yourself in good spirits today, positive environment, busy, because there's nothing poor about us. Well, maybe our wallets might be a little poor, but as far as human beings, we're great. Ooh, no more super tight bar nuts. I can't stress it enough. I say this all the time. You don't need to go that hard on these at all. Okay, this one was fine. Vicky says, I have some wood in my backyard. Can you come help me? Beautiful. If you were in my area, yes, I could probably. I could probably do that. I do work in tree service. All my customers, I have a lot of people that have companies or work for companies. So yeah, definitely have a lot of connections for tree removals, topping, trimming, cleaning. My buddy and I also, I help him run his company. I do sales for him, groundsman work. He does all the climbing and sales as well. And we're also offering junk hauling now, since we got the dump all squared away with some new sidewalls, and we did that, what, a couple days ago. So yeah, and beautiful. I don't know about all that, but I appreciate the love and the positivity. Appreciate it. Don't make me blush now. All right, and we got Total Tech in the house. I don't know if I already mentioned or I said, but Total Tech, hello. Always good to see you. Oh boy. Yeah, so we're gonna need some cleaning as assumed. Nice and sharp chain, some nice shreds there. Ooh, some nice chunky buildup there. One thing too, I always I mention and I kind of stress it is always take the time, especially when you're out there doing a lot of cutting, to pop off your clutch cover, clean it up, clean it out, just so that way you don't have debris and junk building up around your sprocket and your chain brake and all that, your brake band, and also too that you're not clogging up your the little slit for the oil, because once that gets covered up, you're gonna have poor oiling, and you're gonna most likely burn up your bar. Your chain's gonna get all hot. It's gonna stretch even more. And although I've heard that this is actually a Husqvarna chain, but I heard that steel does pre-stretch chains, but either way, they still do stretch a little bit. So always just take the time to stop and just clean out your inside your clutch cover, and I'll show you a prime example of what I mean here. So as you can see, obviously right now there's nothing around the sprocket, although there is some buildup going in there, some gunk. But so here, well, it's not covered up now, but this is where your oil gets delivered, through this little slit right here. So usually what ends up happening is this gets covered up with chips and dirt and everything, and once this starts getting covered up, as you know, you're not going to get very good fuel delivery to your bar and your chain, and that's a problem. So let's go ahead and get this rewind starter off. Where is, oh, back here. These little magnetic trays are great. I like them a lot. So after we get this unassembled, so it's basically simple unassembly right now. Rewind starter, clutch, bar and chain. We'll do the shroud, air filter cover, remove the air filter, expose the carburetor, and then after this we'll go and drain the fluids, the fuel and the bar oil. And then we'll move into the air compressor station. Just give it a nice little blowing, just for better inspection visibility, and get the saw cleaning process started. Because I must have jinxed it because it's raining now. Either way, I'll still be able to get you guys out there, I think. This is the backup phone anyway, so if it does get damaged, I mean, it would still not be good, but it won't be too severe. Vicky says, I just wanted some discount on your services, sir. Discounts? What? First-time customers don't usually get discounts. If you're a returning customer, then we definitely look out for you guys, you know, but yeah. But we'll get you a good price, though. Definitely competitive pricing. But discounts, those come after. Okay, rewind starter. This one also probably needs a rewind spring, because you can tell there's a lot of play in there. It's loose. And I mean, this saw has seen some days, so we'll put that in the notes, mental notes for now. Oh yeah, it's gonna need a nice little clean. One thing though that our customer, this is Rodolfo's saw. We did 3 of his 201s yesterday, and the 261 that we're gonna do after this is also his. But this one for sure said that he wanted to get some new filler caps. So That's one thing that we will put down. Let's go ahead and remove the shroud. But yeah, this saw, I mean, all his saws are his babies, but this one is his baby. So he just wants to make sure that everything is good. Just give it a little love. All right. So it's got these old school, yeah, we need a new filter on that for sure. So we need to track one of those down. My day is going good. Just trying to stay busy and stay focused like we did yesterday. Because like I said, I do have somewhere to be around 7. So want to make sure I have, I mean, we got plenty of time, but time goes by really quick. So, okay, so we're definitely going to get a new filter on this thing. Oh yeah, nice cleaning. Wow, look at that carburetor setup. Okay, there goes our shroud. 036 Pro. All right. Let's go ahead and now let's get this muffler off. So again, it's running the West Coast muffler, aka the Bark Box. Nice mufflers, very well made. All right, these do have Loctite. It's always a good thing. Definitely want to put Loctite on anything that you can on these things, just because there's a lot of vibration. So these are a 2-piece kind of deal. So the first half, the actual muffler, and then the housing, or the exhaust casing, I guess you can call it. So I'm gonna put those right there. And I'm actually going to mark these just so I know that these are the muffler screws. I do that when I also take off the mounting screws of the cylinder, just because sometimes those are specific and I just like to keep everything together. Where can I? Just a paint marker, and I'm going to mark just the side right here underneath. Just like that, just so I know that these are the muffler screws, because they look the same as the rewind, but they're probably maybe a little different, but probably not. But just to be, I don't know, my brain tells me to do something, I kind of do it most of the time. It's a tricky game. It's a tricky game. Okay. Bum 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 bum. It's me. Who is you? He says, hi, bottom. Don't talk about yourself like that. Be a little bit more dominant. maybe you need someone to teach you some dominance. I should actually be careful saying that because you might like that. Okay, so those are the muffler screws. Make life a little easier. This is when I do wish I had a little, well, I do have an impact, but I don't have a T27 bit because some of these screws are a little snug and my little sissy boy hands get a little tired. So there's second half. Gasket, that's going to go there. Ooh, just because I'm already here. Yikes, that piston has some damage. It's getting very hot. The wall of it is getting scored, but the top of it, where the rings go, very scored up. They're starting to become deep, but it's still fine. The rings are getting damaged. I'm just using my pick tool as if I was passing it with my fingernail. It's turning into gouges, but not quite. So either, I mean, just from the look of it, the piston's getting a little toasty. Debris probably getting in there. Carbon deposits are at a minimum. They're not, it's nothing too major, but some of those carbon deposits might be flaking off and getting into the, you know, hitting the piston, and then, you know, that's causing probably that damage there, and then on the side of the piston as well. So that is not good. That is not good. The back of the cylinder sleeve looks great. Looks really good. So I'm guessing it's probably just from these carbon deposits being flaked off, because it looks like, yeah, it looks like they've been flaking off, probably hitting that piston. Combination of overheating as well. So not very good, but might have to get in there and clean off some of those deposits, just so that way that does not keep happening. Because yeah, that's not good. That piston does not look good. Might need to just pull the top end, the cylinder head, and then like I said, clean up the exhaust port, get rid of those carbon deposits, and then the piston ring is taking damage, but it doesn't look too severe yet. And from what I can tell from the pick tool, we might be able to just clean that up a little bit with some sandpaper and some Scotch-Brite. So we'll see. But at least the inside of the sleeve, at least the back part of it looks really good, looks clean. But good chances the front of the sleeve here is also becoming a little scored. So anyways, that's what we're looking at. Oh, so very dirty. We'll get all that cleaned up, but you know, obviously you won't be able to see what the actual piston looks like, but it is taking damage. It's almost becoming situation critical, but if I can get those deposits cleaned up, it'll be fine. Just put a new ring on there. It looks like it's a single ring piston. No, double. Okay. All right. That's probably out of all of Rodolfo's saws so far, that actually looks the worst as far as piston condition. And the other ones, a couple of his other saws are becoming a little scored, but it's nothing too major right now. Just got to take it a little easier, maybe run a better oil, and cleaning is always an important thing. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and remove the sprocket so we can check out the clutch. Got to be careful with this little E-clip here because they're very fragile, and if they bend too much, then they just won't be good. So there we are. This holds the washer and the rim sprocket in place. There goes the washer. So this is a rim sprocket style sprocket. So there's two different kinds. So there's the drum style, and then there's the rim sprocket. So this is the rim. It's also a sprocket, and then you have your drum. It's weird. Well, it's not weird. It's just pro saws have that. And I see this a lot with little threads just wrapped around where the needle bearing goes. And my bad, I'm missing the comments here. CH says toasty piston. Yeah, it's getting a little toasty. Tawhide Allah, I invite you to Islam. Appreciate it. Does it have a little more life to it? Yeah, no, it does. It definitely has life to it. It's just like I said, I think it doesn't have severe carbon deposit buildup in the exhaust port, but it does have some, and it looks like it has been flaking off. So it's probably been hitting the piston, which there's a good chance it's been hitting the front of the sleeve. But it's still fine. It runs. But what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to pull the cylinder head and then just go ahead and clean up the port a little bit. But definitely still has life. And then we got some like nylon threads wound up around the needle bearing and the crankshaft threads. So it's probably making this a little difficult to come off. So let me see if I can remove this so that way I can but I hope everyone is doing well though. Like I keep saying, it's a beautiful day here. It's rainy, but it's a beautiful day. It's good old Friday the 13th. My buddy Chris is calling. Let me take this because he's technically my business partner right now. So we're working together. So let me just make sure everything is good. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to put you on a mute. Okay, we are back. I apologize for that. So yeah, that was my buddy Chris. So he works for a tree company right now, a really big tree company, but he just recently started up his own company, and so I'm his sales guy. He also does sales, but he's our climber. And then when I'm not doing sales, I'm his groundsman. And so tomorrow he has a project out here in Napa, California, which from here, I'm in Windsor. It's about, I don't know, it's like 40-minute drive. And so he's going to be going out and doing, I think it's going to be a removal. He didn't really say, he just said a project. So I'm guessing it's going to be a removal or a cleanup. And so since he's already going to be out there, he wants me to go out there with him. And then while they're doing the cleanup or doing whatever they're going to be doing, I'm sure it's going to be a removal of some sort. I'm going to go and go knock some doors, do some sales, because we do it the old-fashioned way right now, just because we don't have the money to send out flyers and ads and things like that. So while he's doing that, I'll be out there trying to lock in some more work for us. We went out a couple days ago to just to do some sales and get the truck all ready, the dump, and build some new sidewalls. And yeah, I locked in 2 jobs for this Sunday. So we're going to be doing 8 palm tree cleanups and trimmings, whatever you want to call it, pruning. So and we have, I think, possibly, I feel good about it, possibly 3 more people that are going to be calling for the same thing, topping, cleanup, possibly some removals. So we'll see. Okay, I've been kind of messing with this, fussing with this sprocket, but we finally got it. Or I finally got it. Apologize for that. It's this needle bearing that's stuck. And yeah, this needle bearing is kind of shot. So I'm going to put a new needle bearing in it. That's what was holding it up from taking it out. And sorry, I'm missing some comments here, guys. I apologize. So I already read that one. Does have some life. Is Echo Oil the best oil? Are we talking the Red Armor or... Well, I'm guessing the Red Armor. From what I understand, it used to be really good. It used to be. But again, I don't know firsthand. I never got to use it, and I haven't used the new formula or the new... because I think they like kind of changed it a little bit. Ooh, this clutch is also toasty. Look at this thing. Woo. You can move the shoes. The shoes are, yeah, definitely gonna need some clutch work. Either a rebuild or, well, actually it wouldn't be convenient to rebuild it because that's just more labor and more time. So maybe a new clutch, or maybe for now just some new springs. But definitely, let me see if this little DeWalt can get this clutch off. Where did I put it? Oh boy. Oh boy. He's losing it, man. He's losing it. Where did my impact go? Well, maybe if I'd get my fat ass up and look, it'd be a little easier. Hold on a second. So I don't know if the new formula, if I do understand correctly that they've reformulated it, I don't know if it's still good or not. I personally run AMSOIL in my personal saws. I do recommend that to my customers just because I think I get some really good results. First generation Farmer, is a 440 Magnum a good saw, and what is the worth in okay condition? 440s are very good saws. 440s, a lot of people like the 441s, but like 044s and 440s, very good saws. Same thing with 046, the 460s. The 461s are also great, but a lot of us, we still like the 460s and the 046. And they're in good condition. I mean, people still pay some money for those saws. Now I got someone else calling me. I don't know who that is, though. I'm busy, damn it. I'm busy doing YouTube. I'm trying to get famous. No, I'm just kidding. That was weird. But people pay money. If you want to get a good idea, look on eBay. That'll give you a really good idea. But people pay money. Same thing with like the 200Ts. They're finicky little saws. They're great saws, but they are finicky. Oh, looks like they're leaving a voicemail. I like the feature of iPhones. They maybe they didn't leave a voicemail. Anyways, but I mean, people are still paying some pretty top dollar for 046s, 044s, 440s. I actually have an 044C here that I'm going to be doing a new top end on. Okay, let's look for that impact, because I feel like I'm doing a lot of blabbing right now. But I'm just trying to catch up with these comments, so I apologize. CH says, get it back out there ready for the zombie apocalypse. Exactly, that's the goal. James, yes, and also 460 Magnums. Yeah, 460s, amazing saws. 440s, 044s, 046s. The newer ones are cool too, but I think most of us can agree that the earlier ones are probably a little better than they are, in my opinion. Put a 32-inch bar on it. On the 360 here. Oh, I just stepped on all the parts. All right. Might be a little too much, I think, for this 036, but it might be able to do it. I don't know. I always feel like as long as you have enough bar oil and you're not overly find my words. Where's my words? You're not overworking the engine. I mean, why not? So this little impact came in very handy. It saved me a couple $100 because I had it chilling in my little storage shed. And when I was getting my little shop going here, my little shed shop, I started needing to take off clutches, and I was about to go buy one, Milwaukee, because that's what I like, but DeWalt's fine. And then I remembered I had this one. I was actually going to resell it. It's a kit with 2 batteries and a bag. But then I was like, you know what? Let's just give this a try. And it's able to do most clutches. Although it struggled with the Husqvarna 288 that I have out there, and it struggled with a 395 XP clutch. So we'll see how it does with this one. And it doesn't have variable torque control. It's just like a one shot deal type of thing. But first generation farmer says, okay, we'll probably buy it. Yeah, if you're buying online, eBay, or just I mean, it's all a risk, I guess, but just be careful. If you go look at it in person, of course, that would be better. Make sure it runs. Obviously, check compression. You can check compression just by doing a hanging test. That doesn't mean, though, that the inside of your cylinder and your piston look good. That just means that you have some compression. But it all just depends on how it runs. But either way, very worth it. Depends on the price, but they're great saws. Very good saws. Let's see. 440 with case light use. 800 to 1,000. That sounds about right. Especially in the right person's hands. I mean, of course, you're always going to get low ballers out there, but people pay, man. People pay. They're really good saws. So you should see what some 200Ts are going for. Even in kind of like a raggedy condition, $600, $700. The more pristine, I've seen 200Ts going for like $1,100. It's crazy, but yeah. CH, is that a Steely? Yes, sir. Steel 036 Pro. So reverse thread on this guy. Let's see if we can get it. All right. Right on. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Not being all dramatic. This thing is toast. Toasty. Pretty beat up. And that's not grime. That's just from being overheated. But yeah, that's so need some clutch work there. Let me put that there. And I'll put this. Actually, I'll put these two together. It is toasty season, I guess, right? Washer that goes in front of the oil pump. And the worm gear. There's the worm gear. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun to clean up. And I don't say that sarcastically. I genuinely do enjoy cleaning up saws. It's weird. It's dirty work, but they clean up very well. So let's get that. I'm going to remove, let's see, what else do I want to remove? Well, definitely the flywheel. This looks like it has an in-thread style flywheel. So 044s have this, 036s, 660s, the 461's. You can still get away doing the old hammer and whack method. I was just talking yesterday that I want to eventually buy some more flywheel pullers, because that's a lot of, I don't know, that's a lot of unwanted stress that you don't want on your bearings and crankshaft. And if you can do it the more proper way, it's probably better that way. I haven't had anything happen yet, but something can and will happen eventually. I actually do have the steel in-thread flywheel puller. Let's see if this one fits on this one, because it doesn't fit on the 036s. It's a little bit bigger. This was for a 461 that I needed to do, and 046, I believe. Oh yeah, it does fit. Okay. So let me move you guys so I can get some wrenches here. Put you guys right here. Husky's back. Sign up. Hello, hello. Sorry I missed your comment. So I'm just doing some more inspections today, doing two 461s, this 036 Pro, and a 261. So this is the first one. Right now I'm about to remove the flywheel using the in-thread flywheel puller from Steel, so that way we don't have to do the old hammer and whack. And then we're going to move on to another one. Let's see. Hi bro, as a chainsawer, you must need our storage hanger. And say 40, okay. Appreciate it, appreciate it. We will see about all that. Anyways, okay. Let me find the appropriate one here. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? We're in the real world. You would have thought I would have had all this prepared, but I didn't know. And I'll bring you guys in just so that way you guys can see, if you haven't seen one of these being used before, just so you guys can get an idea of what it does and how it works. Okay. Should be good enough there. So now let me look for the top of this guy. .11/16, so that should be fine. It's also 11/16. Okay. Okay, let me bring you guys in so you guys can see. I'm gonna clean off the lens in the back, so just bear with the shit. Oh God. Oof. Bear with the steadiness here, because there's electrical glare when you have smudges on your lens. Okay. Nobody wants to see my chubby face, so let me. Here we go. Okay, so 036 Pro flywheel, in thread style flywheel. I believe that's what they call it. So this is the steel flywheel puller in thread. And you thread this into your flywheel until it's snug. And then this little part here, this is the tap, goes right in here. And then you just start tightening this down, and then it pops it off the key. So I wish I could show you guys, but I need both hands. And I should probably put the piston stop in, although these ones kind of stink. NGK BPMR 7A spark plug. This is my little Proline compression ring kit. Comes with a couple different piston stops. Well, I always have a tricky time with these things. That might do. We'll see. Yeah, these kind of suck. Or maybe I suck. I don't know. Okay, let's try this piston stop. If I had manly hands, I would just be able to hold the flywheel and then turn it, but apparently strength is very limited over here, apparently. Oh! Okay, let's figure this out. Let's just, let's be manly and just try to hold the shites. We got faith. We got faith. This is kind of embarrassing. It's all right. It's all learning process. We're all learning here. I know I am. Maybe that'll work. Sorry, phone is going all over the place. Kind of annoying. Okay, you know what? These are probably gonna end up breaking in there, and then we're really gonna be all bad. So let's just do hammer and whack. Should probably invest in some better piston stops. Okay, let's just man, the flow today is kind of weird. Kind of weird. Bro is struggling today, guys. Son of a biatch. Might be getting a little frustrated right now, not gonna lie. But that ain't gonna get us nowhere, so gotta figure it out. Oh boy. Because I don't want to use this because that's going to damage the piston. And it's little things like this that do drive me crazy, but what are we going to do? Get pissed off? Want to get pissed off, but it ain't going to do nothing. Because that's what I was just telling Husqvarna. Because he was getting all butthurt because of his blown up 450, and I was telling him, dude, it ain't gonna get you nowhere if you're gonna get all mad and frustrated. So I gotta take my own advice. Full Lano. Yes, this is a steel. Boy from the mountains. Chainsaw. Yes, 036 Pro. Currently struggling a little bit. So we'll do the old hammer and whack. Because normally what I used to do at the power equipment shop, I don't have any here though, just put some pull cord in there, and but then that could break off in there. And okay, let's quit talking and do something here. Oh, fuck, man. Okay, maybe the piston stop will work going the other direction. Let's see. I'm gonna move you guys over here because it's gonna go all crazy. It was all part of the game, though. It can't always. It's not always smooth sailing. I mean, honestly, it's not. It's just like life. Life isn't always perfect. These piston stops are junk. I don't know if the stems are any better, but wow. Okay, okay. Settle down, big boy. What else can I do here? Let's see if I can wedge some of this in there. This actually seems might be promising. We'll see. I don't know why I never thought about using a cloth or a rag. Let's see. Okay, this might actually, maybe might work. So at this point, let's see if we can. Nope. Wedge it in some more. Okay. This is frustrating. try getting it off now. Okay, so that is a fail. Let's see, what else can I try doing? Well, being a man and holding this shit down, but it's kind of a little tricky right now. Okay, got that one off. All right. Whew, we almost lost it, guys. Some of you are probably like, yeah, no shit. It's weird because I have patience to work on these things, but then it's when little things like this happen, I don't have patience. I don't. I'm working on it, but I don't. And I think that's the mentality of like, oh, it's all going to go smooth, which, again, it doesn't always go as planned. Okay, I can stop crying now, and we can move on. It needs a cheeseburger now. On with the show. Husky, not asking for your 2 cents right now. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, that's what I was telling Husky though, because he was getting all pissed off. He was pretty cheesed. And I was like, dude, just be cool, man. Just be mellow, man. So I was really thinking about that right now. All right. All right. Let's give it the old hammer and whack. Fix this mat. All right, all right. Let's see. Full Nano says put it by the exhaust. You talking about the piston stop? Because I was thinking about, well, I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking about it right now that you said that. I was like, well, would that actually work? I've never done it there before, but you might be onto something. You never know. Okay, so let's see if we can do this here. Well, let's get this. Oh. Well, I see part of the problem, guys. It would probably help to take the nut off. Dumbass. Good thing we ain't no certified mechanics. That'd be even more embarrassing. Oh my god. That's good. That's good. I blame it on Friday the 13th. Lucky Friday the 13th is not a bad day. My dumbass forgot to take the flywheel nut. And here I was trying to pull the flywheel. Wow. You know what? Let's give it another shot with the flywheel puller. Because I think my dumbass was setting myself up for failure. Setting myself up for failure on this one. I bet you that's what it was. Oh my God. Oh. Jiminy, Jiminy, Jiminy. I almost feel that that's actually really what it was. No, because either way, I still have to somehow stop. You know what? Let's try what Full Nano says. Put it by... He said put the piston stop by the exhaust. So let's give it a shot. You never know. The man might be onto something here. Nano, you looking for a job, man? Because I think, well, this could either go one of two ways. One, it's going to work going through the exhaust port, or three, being that these are cheap little piston stops, it might just break in half, snap in half. But either way, we are going to pull the cylinder head once we're done with everything else to clean it up and whatnot and really get an idea. But let's see. Full Nano knows what he's talking about. Here we are. Full Nano, appreciate you, big dog. I'm glad you're here today. There we are. For real, that dude knows what's up. I've never tried it through the exhaust port. Clearly. And I know Husky has been here, Husqvarna has been here, and he's heard me say it, that just because we think we know what we're doing or we know our way is the way to do it, always have an open mind and listen to others. Because for all I know, maybe Full Nano has done this before, or maybe he just had an idea and he's like, hey, try that. And we tried it, and now we can literally stop crying now over this flywheel and move on with the show. So always keep an open mind. That's something that I've really been practicing this last like 2 years, because I'm pretty stubborn. I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing, and I know the way that I know works, and that's the way to do it. And it's like, dude, just okay, keep struggling then. But always keep an open mind, really. Never be so quick to be like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Although I will be honest, I was like, through the exhaust port? I'm like, nah, I don't know. But hey, here we are. I work in a steel authorized. Oh man, so you get to work with the 380s and 381s and all that good stuff. And depending on how many viewers are recurring viewers today, you have also heard me say, you never know who's watching these live streams, because it's not like Instagram where it tells you who's watching and what, but you never know who's watching on YouTube. It tells you how many people are watching, but you never know who's watching. The head guy at Steel could be watching, and I'm sitting here getting frustrated and throwing a fit, And they're gonna be like, wow, that guy wants to be a steel dealer one day. Oof, I don't know about all that. So you never know. And like the man says, he works at a steel dealer in Brazil. And again, you never know who's watching. So, okay. At this point now, I do need to take my little pictures that I like to do for my little before and afters. I think what I'm going to do though is remove the cover here just to get inside the chain brake assembly and clean it all up in there as well. I promise, man, I'm going to do that from now on. I can guarantee you that. Because even I think with those plastic piston stops, you can still damage the piston somehow. I mean, it's just, yeah. I'm just cleaning out the head of the screws here. I'm going to remove the side plate. Oh, my bad, Zach. Yes, I do. Sorry. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. And Zach really is one of the OGs here. Zach, Budsville, USA. He comes on every now and then. I know you guys are always just busy, though. But Zach, I feel like if anybody, Zach has really kind of maybe seen a little bit of everything here. You know, our not so good moments, our good moments, moments like this where we're on the verge of crying and throwing a hissy fit. And but yeah, so much love to Zach. Hope you're doing well today, man. Happy Friday. Liam, aka Husqvarna, he's becoming another OG. He's always here watching. And maybe there's a few other of you guys that are also OG viewers. Maybe you're just shy and you don't comment, or maybe language barrier or something. But either way, I do appreciate everybody. Spicy. So today I'm just doing the last round of inspections. We did 4 yesterday. I'm doing this 036, then moving on to a 261, and then 2 461s just to see what they need. Get some parts ordered. I do have a few here already, but I'm gonna need more. And then yeah, once everything comes in and we have everything, then we'll start doing the repairs. So in the meantime, after I'm done doing the inspections, put a couple of quotes together, send them off, and then while we wait for some parts, it's cleaning time, because that's part of our process, or my process. I like to clean up the saws and make them look good. And either way, cleaning is very important. This one's going to be fun to clean up too. We got 3 201s that are just really nasty, but those are going to be fun to clean up because they're going to come out looking pretty sweet. Ooh. Oh yeah, nice and grimy. Check this thing out. Nasty, nasty. I mean, it's a saw. I mean, that's kind of supposed to happen, but okay. So now part of my process, I take a few before pictures before the cleanup, so that way after the cleanup we have some afters, and you guys can catch that on our Instagram. I do have it linked on our channel here. I think the link works, but I've never actually tried it, but it should work. Okay. And then after this, we will go right out here, drain all the fluids, the fuel, and the bar oil. Go hit the compressor station real quick just to give it a nice little blowing with the air compressor, just for a better inspection and just get the cleaning process started. Because I start the cleaning process during the inspection. Husqvarna only. They do make some great saws. We got love for everybody. I'm a little Steel fanboy, and Echo, and well, I like everything, but mine is Steel. Yeah. RB26 DET or 2JZ. Ooh. That's like, well, okay. Oh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Both great engines. Both very great. I love Supras. I believe that 2JZs have a very unique sound, very, you know, but I'm also a Skyline fan. Like, if I had to pick one car right now to import, if I had the money, it would definitely be a GTR. Supras are great and all, obviously, but in this case though, just for the question, we'll go. It's hard. It's a hard one. 2JZ, 2JZ. But even then, I'm not sure. That's a hard one. Okay, what's up with this freaking camera lens, man? This was just clean a minute ago when it was sitting right over there. Now, this is so annoying. Maybe it's those Friday the 13th vibes that are trying to take over, but we ain't gonna let it. We ain't gonna let it. Fuck. Look at that. That is just, it's saying this never happens. Oh my goodness. What the hell? I know we're wasting time, but this is part of my process. Taking pictures of everything and okay. Let's get these pictures done. I also do feel like my focus isn't too great just because I'm thinking about my little outing that I have tonight. And now I'm thinking about tomorrow also, doing some sales. And then I'm also thinking about Sunday, doing those 8 palm trees. Because that's going to be a day also. And then depending on the weather. But saying all that out loud, that's just excuses. My mind And that flywheel kind of threw me off, but we're doing good. We're doing all right. And since I've already mentioned it twice about this outing that I have this evening, so it's kind of a little date. And it's more so excitement, but I'm kind of a little nervous, but it's all right. I mean, it's someone that I know, obviously, but, and I promise they're real, I think. But I haven't really been on a date in a while. I literally spend all my time in here with my family, out working the trees, and I feel like I'm not very social sometimes. Okay, but enough yapping. Let's just get it going here. Okay, we got the pictures that I need. We're good to go. Moving on. Even though most of the inspection is already done. I mean, yeah, we checked the cylinder, the piston. I'm gonna remove the cylinder head, not today, but I mean, we have an idea of what it looks like. Actually, I can look at the front now without the spark plug in there. Oh yeah. Oof. I mean, as expected, because the front of the piston's all scored up, so the sleeve is also significantly scored up. That's not good. But either way, needs clutch work, new springs. We'll still pull the carburetor and see what the diaphragm is like, but probably just gonna recommend a new metering diaphragm, just because it's seen some days, and he told me he hasn't done any sort of maintenance or service to it in a long time. So I guess really there's really nothing else to inspect other than just cleaning. I think the outer dogs needs a little tightening, so we'll throw some Loctite on that and then just clean it up. We set new rewind spring for the pull start, and yeah, we're gonna clean up those carbon deposits so they stop flaking off, because I'm pretty sure that's what's causing the damage. And also it looks like it's getting ran pretty warm, so there's some discoloration going on the cylinder head and on the front of the piston. So in this case, I think we're gonna call this inspection good, because there's really everything else seems okay. Bar studs are right. Yeah, just very dirty. So let's move on to that 261. Okay. 261, regular, non-emtronic. There's two ways to tell. Well, actually, there's three ways, but the main way is if it says 261C. So C just means that the steel model offers a comfort feature or comfort features. So when it's a C, it's emtronic. Another way to tell is on the side of your cover here. If it's a non-emtronic, you'll see your adjustment holes right there. And or if you bypass all that, or for instance it doesn't have the badge, the model badge, or you just don't pay attention to the cover, once you remove or you get into your carburetor, you'll see a lot of wires and gadgets And yeah, that's kind of how you can tell if it's an M-tronic. And also too, there's two ways that you can check for compression. So there's you can do, put in a compression gauge into the spark plug hole, or where the spark plug goes. Pull it until the little gauge stops going up. That'll give you your actual PSI. And also too, you can always do just the good old hang test. If it has a decompression valve, you want to do the decompression, or excuse me, the compression hanging test, or your compression test with the valve closed. So open is usually in, out is closed. So right now it's closed, and sometimes you can even just pull it and it should have a good chug to it. That one feels pretty normal, but the hanging test literally is that. So it does have compression. I feel like it could have a little more, but essentially what you're looking for is that it doesn't just drop super quick like a yo-yo. If it has really good compression, most of the time, a lot of the times it'll just sit there. It might chug a couple times, maybe once. This one had a slow chug, so that's to me, I feel like that's good to fair compression. But that just gives you an idea of your compression. That does not mean that your cylinder sleeve or your piston is in good condition. That just means that you have some compression, or you have compression. But again, if it just drops straight to the ground with no delay, like it was just now, bad. That's bad. If you want to get an actual PSI, that's when you would plug in or screw in your compression gauge. So let me, since we're on to a 261 now, let me get all this hardware for the 036 in place, in order. Oh. And keep everything together. And either way, when I pull that that cylinder from the 036, we'll do all that here. And we'll do it all together. Okay. I think I'm gonna just keep you guys over here because my little bench mat moves around a lot. So I'm gonna just keep you guys over here. Should be fine. My little shed here is really tiny. So I usually try to do all this, especially when they have longer bars out there. But I just want to show you guys what the process is like. And I'm not sure what's going on with these bar nuts. It's got Echo style bar nuts, so I don't know if he bought it like this or no he didn't, because it looks like it has, yeah, it has the room for the captive bar nuts. So I don't know, I have to figure out if he bought it this way, or so it looks like the captive nuts are, I don't know. Alrighty, Zach, much love to you. Thank you for coming in for a little bit. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. Have a good weekend. Yo, can you show us? Yeah, so like I just, so yeah, do the hang test. I don't know if those 450 Ranchers, if they have decompression valves. I want to say they don't, but I could be wrong. But if it just drops straight to the ground with no chugging, like no delay, like this one did, then yeah, that's all bad. But Husky, like I keep saying, you got to pull your, pull your spark plug, pull your muffler to see what your cylinder sleeve and piston look like. Let's put this chain, we'll just keep this all together over here. Okay, there goes our shroud air filter cover. It's kind of like a two in one. It's got the twist style air filter, so definitely gonna get a new one of those. Let's go ahead and pull. There goes our clutch cover. Boom. Seprin, Krava, hello, much love to you. Hope you all are doing well out there in Ukraine. Hopefully you guys have some okay weather out there and everything is good. I already told you it's scratched out. Oh, that's why it doesn't want to start. I have a compression problem. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if it's all scored up like that. So, which I was curious, how much did you buy that saw for? And did they tell you that it was all burnt up, or did you kind of just take a chance on it? And that's what I was telling, what's his name? Country Boy something? Sorry, I forget. But that's what I was saying. If you're going to buy something on eBay, even if they say it runs and it's good, you still got to be careful. It's all a risk buying stuff online, especially used things. But unless you have availability to get parts or you know how to work on stuff yourself, then that's fine. But either way, it's still kind of risky business. I've actually been scammed already once, out of $600 because I thought I was going to get a really nice, clean 200T. Like half of me was like, nah, this doesn't seem right, because it was off a marketplace, but they're like, oh, I'll ship it to you. And I was like, okay. But then also part of me was like, life is about taking risks sometimes. And at that time, I was making better money. But it was a scam. And luckily I didn't say, hey, let me take that 440 off your hands and your 200T. Because I was like, how much do you want for both? And he's like, oh, I'll give them to you both for $1,000 or 1,100. And I almost said, yeah, let's do it. And but I was like, nah, let's just get the 200 for now. And yeah, got scammed. Okay, let's go ahead and get this little. So good example of, remember, I don't know if some of you guys know, but this is why I bought the special steel 8mm socket. It's just an 8mm socket, but to work on 291s, 271s, I don't know if 362s have it, but this type of little deal here, this little cover. So if you try using a regular 8mm socket, it will not fit into the holes. So if you guys can tell, it's a perfect fit for these. I don't know if they do that on purpose so that way we don't work on these ourselves. unless you fabricate an 8mm socket, but at least the ones that I had here did not work. So I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and get the steel socket. They're nice tools. And then this is just a T27, but it is a steel T27. The reason I bought this one was to get down into the cylinder head, because the T27 that are the scrunch version, they have like a little lip right here, and it prevents from going all the way down to the mounting screws. And they're comfortable tools, they're nice, but a little special. Okay, so that's gone. Let's go ahead and remove our muffler. Make sure to get that afterwards. Just drill the hole bigger. What did you do with the saw? What saw, Husky? You're obsessed with steel. Get some Husqvarna stuff. I've thought about it. I mean, I do have some Echo stuff, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Steel is my brand. Steel is my, you know. But yeah, Husqvarna does make some nice apparel. I just, I don't know, just haven't bought any. Eventually, though. I mean, at some point. But I don't really buy clothes like that. This is all just stuff that I had when I was working at the shop, and I wear all my clothes and shoes and everything until they're just literally disintegrating. Especially now, you know, running this little shop, my little get up here, it's like anything that I spend money on, it's like, well, that could probably be used for parts or for, you know, that's why I don't really buy anything other than food. Every now and then I'll go over to the brewery next door, Russian River, and have a nice dinner, have a couple beers. But even that I haven't been doing lately, because that's always usually at least like $70–75, and that's fine, but just got to be a little bit more mindful. We got Val back in the house. And I think the 461's, I am going to do the teardowns out there on my other little makeshift bench. Because the bars are a little bit longer, and you know, it's kind of tricky to maneuver the saws with bars in here. And either way, I feel like standing, I don't know. That's why I like being out there and doing the teardowns, because it just keeps me on my feet. So there's the muffler. Piston looks great. There's a little discoloration, just getting a little warm. Cylinder sleeve looks good. I can't see the front of it. I can just see the rear and the sides of it, and they look great. But being that the front of this piston doesn't have anything major. It does have a little something going on, like it's like barely starting, but it's just this one does have a lot of carbon deposits, or a lot of carbon buildup. Definitely starting to flake off, so I'll clean up this one too, because these are starting to chip off, and it is starting to damage the piston just a little bit on the top. But as far as the sides of it, the wall of it, it's fine, really clean. So, but before it does get damaged, I'm also going to pull this cylinder once we do the cleaning, clean up the exhaust port, because it looks like it is starting to flake. We don't want that. Do not want that. But it looks good. Looks good. And let's look at the front of the cylinder. Yo, yo, yo. Much love to you, Moscow, everybody. Hello. Trust me, Husqvarna is better. Again, I mean, it's all suggestive, but I mean, I think that's a preference thing. I mean, they have a little more speed, a little more power, but from what I see, they just don't hold up well. I mean, 372s are cool, but I don't know. I'm a Steel fanboy, like I said. Huskies are great too. I mean, I plan on owning Husqvarna saws. Like one day I will own a 592. I have my little Husqvarna 51. I know that's going to be a ripper. But I don't know. Just from what I've seen, especially working at the power equipment shop, and from what I see here, they just, I don't know. They just can't take abuse like a Steel can. Jesus. A MS-170 is not a saw. Then what is it? I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying is the 170s are pretty little. They're just tiny little things, and yeah, they are. I mean, I wouldn't buy a 170. I have an 018, and but they have a little place in the world. I mean, they do. I mean, if you're gonna be maybe you know, you have property and you know you want to take it on a quad, but then again, I would just say at that point take a 2511T Echo, because those are saws. Those are, but yeah, the 170s are just kind of wimpy little things, you know. But I guess you're right. I guess I'll agree with that. They're, yeah. I actually did give I gave a little bit of shit to one of the mechanics when he's like, I'm gonna buy a saw today, and I'm like, oh, right on, dude. Like, sweet. What are you gonna buy? You know. And he's like, I'm gonna get a 180. And I was like, why? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, they're cool. I'm like, and I was just giving it, I was kind of roasting him for that, but hey. Yeah, I guess I can see what you're trying to say there. That's kind of how I feel about the 194s. I don't like 194s. I don't. They're just, at that point, I'd go a 2511. Same thing with the 151s. I don't know. I mean, I just did a porting job on a 151, did a nice muffler mod. It's going to rip, but I was still choosing Echo 2511 all day. Just put a good muffler on it, and then if you port it. All right, let's go ahead and get the sprocket off so we can check out the clutch. E-clip. Make sure not to bend it because they're really soft and easy to bend. Washer. This one does have a rim sprocket setup. So this one's running 3/8 pitch. The 261s now, if you go to buy it in a shop, they're running 325 pitch. But they can run a 3/8. A lot of people convert them to 3/8, but I don't know. You know, honestly, the 261s is another saw that I'm kind of like, you know, they have a place obviously in the world. They're great saws. A lot of people believe that the 028 was the inspiration to the 261. The 028s were not considered a pro saw, but they are considered and believed to be the inspiration to the 261s. And if you guys know that the 280s or excuse me, the 028s they were all great saws. I have one. It's the Wood Boss, so it's one of the last kind of versions that they made. And then there's the Super. It just has a slightly higher, bigger displacement. Rim sprocket is good. This is a 7-tooth. Ooh, that clutch is also pretty toast. Nice and blue, turning colors. I can feel the clutch shoes. They have play. Probably from being overheated. This needle bearing is shot. It's got like threads coming off of it and whatnot, so new needle bearing. Let's get that clutch off and see. Let's see if our little DeWalt can do this one. I feel like if it was able to do the 036, it should be able to do this one, but we'll see. Like I said, there's only 2 clutches that this little DeWalt Impact has not been able to do. 395 XP and the Husqvarna 288 that we have out there. Everything else seems to be all right. Right on. Definitely got some play, not as much as I thought it was going to have, but either way, it's definitely been getting overheated. The washer that goes in front of the worm gear. All right, let's go ahead and get this cover removed. The 260s are cool. I feel like most of us like the earlier saws, like, you know, like the 461. We kind of prefer the 460 better, but it's just, yeah, their 026s are pretty cool saws too. That'd be pretty cool to have 026. Just cleaning out the head of the screws here. And we're not even going to dump out any fluids right now just because I feel like I've been pretty sidetracked already. And either way, it's not necessary to do inspections unless you want to see, you know, the condition of the fuel, make sure that they're not running straight fuel, straight gas. The Garden Maid, can you tell me please what do you do? Like for work, or because this is what I do. Well, this is what I do primarily, pretty much full time, and then my other job is I work in tree service. So I do I work with my buddy Chris and his company. He just started it. He does work for a big company here in our county, and but primarily though, I work on saws, and then my little side gig is working in tree service. So I'm a groundsman and I do sales. When I'm not doing sales, I'm doing groundsman work with my buddy Chris. We're also offering junk hauling now since we have our dump all situated with new sidewalls, and yeah, so it's really nice now. So we can do junk hauling. He just bought a chipper, a Moorbark chipper. It's like a 2005. It's a cool chipper, gets the job done. So he actually called me a little earlier, and he has a project up in Napa. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's either going to be pruning or trimming, and he wants me to go out there with him, not to do labor work, not to do groundsman work, but while they're out there, him and his cousin doing that job, go out and do some sales. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's get it. So we went out a couple days ago, because he does that on his days off from his regular job, or from the company that he works for, and we fixed up the dump, built those sidewalls up, the new walls, and then after that we went out to lock in some jobs, and I managed to lock in 2 jobs for this Sunday. So we're going to be cleaning up 8 palm trees. He's the climber. Like I said, I'm just the groundsman. And then we did sales that day together. So it was a cool little $1,500 for Sunday. And then I'll get a cut of that, and then he pays me my day, so as well, which is nice. So the other day I locked in $1,500 in jobs. I feel like we have 3 more people that are potentially going to call us for some tree work, and then and I came home with a couple extra bucks, so it was nice. So it just, you got to work as a team. So yeah, okay, let's get this flywheel off. So that is what I do. And of course, everyone that brings saws, they all work in tree service, climbers, groundsmen, both. Bearcat chippers, Bearcat chipper, no. I've ran Bandit chippers, which are amazing, and we have a Moorbark chipper. I do like Vermeer, but they're just a little bit more like techie, and they have more sensors and just more whatever, harder to do your own maintenance on, which I know how to do that, chipper blades, replacements, oil changes, things like that. Husky says, but even have a car? What are you saying? I don't even know what you mean. What are you saying, Husky? Okay, this one we're going to do the old hammer and whack. Hammer whack method. Ooh. So I don't like doing the hammer on this one. This one's going to be a little stiff. MV Gullin. I'm not even certified. I have no certifications at all. I learned all this when I was working at the power equipment shop, just watching the mechanics and doing a lot of eavesdropping, and then my own research. I've always been pretty mechanically inclined, and then started pretty much finding my own way to fixing customers' equipment, just because it all started off putting out fires. You know, customers would come in and be all pissed off because their equipment had been there for a month or a month and a half and nothing was getting done and nobody was calling them. And I just I believe in customer service, and I just, at that point, I had already learned a lot, picked up a lot, and started fixing saws there and other equipment like line trimmers, hedge trimmers, and then of course saws. And customers liked my work, and then eventually got to the point where customers would be coming to me directly to have them work on their equipment directly, paying me directly. So I started side hustling, and then eventually I was like, you know what, I want to do this on the side, and I love what I do. So eventually I got fired from there because the main owner got wind that I was fixing power equipment on the side, and I was doing very well for myself, and I still am. And at that point, I had my Instagram, YouTube channel, our channel here, and I know one of the mechanics definitely did not like that because you know, he's all certified. He's only, I think, like silver level, which is like the basic, and I don't know, they just got jealous, I guess. I don't like that word, but it is what it is. I had a chance to go to Virginia Beach, to the steel factory near the Air Force Base. They have out there. It was a pretty cool factory. Yeah, we have the one here in Visalia. But yeah, Virginia Beach, I think, yeah, that's where you do your masters, I think, too. But I mean, it would be cool. I mean, my kind of, it's not really a dream, but I mean, it'd be kind of nice. But you know, eventually work harder, get an actual little storefront shop, and become a steel dealer. That way I can have more access to parts and access to you know, the system to look up my parts. And I don't really need diagrams anymore, but get access to like the MGD or MDG software, although that's kind of, it needs improvement in my opinion. And I already have the dealer application, but my buddy Eric over here at Frog Power Equipment, he's the owner. He does Husqvarna, Echo, Toro. I mean, it took him about 3 years to get steel in there. And of course, you need money. And I mean, as far as this, I feel like I'm already there. I mean, of course, I'm always learning, but like, we're definitely gonna invest in some flywheel pullers eventually, because I don't like doing that hammer whack stuff, because to me, I just feel like that puts stress on the crankshaft and the bearings, and eventually something will happen. But there's the flywheel. See, this one has the slots for the flywheel puller. They're not expensive, but we just haven't done it. But it'd be cool. I mean, I would love to be certified one day, just because, I mean, it's part of the vision, it's part of the, you know. And but for now, I'm doing all right, I think. But and steel, they're just, I have a lot of respect for steel because they're pretty strict as far as like dealer contracts and their product. And they're just, you know, they're just kind of like strict. They're cool, but they're strict, and that's fine. But I don't know who it is. They probably have different people managing their social media accounts on Instagram and everything, but they do show me a lot of love. You know, I tag them in a lot of things, and I've talked to someone from Steel a couple times there. And not to sound full of shit, but you know, they see your boy. You know, they see us out here, and they've actually told me that, you know, it's, you know, my passion for the industry is evident, and I don't know, but one step at a time. You know, one step at a time, for sure. That's pretty shitty thing to do. What? Husky, what are you saying, man? And guys, it may seem like I pick at Husky a little bit. We have a little fun with him, but we know each other. He's a good dude. He's kind of like a little bro. So I got to give him a little tough love, a little shit sometimes, but he's cool. He's all right. He's all right. Okay, picture time as always. Just so I can get my before and after, you know, for the cleaning. Let's see. These saws, man, I'm telling you, I love cleaning them up. When I used to start cleaning saws at the shop that I used to work at, so where I used to work is it's called the Supply Place. It's part of Ace Hardware. It's just like a little power equipment shop that they have there, here in Windsor. And I started cleaning up my personal saws, and then I started doing it for customers, and then people would be like, they wouldn't make fun of me, but they'd be like, why are you cleaning up the saws? And then customers started seeing, and then they just it's like our little signature, because they come out freaking sweet. And it's all just pick tool, a little flathead screwdriver, a little stainless steel brush, a little elbow grease, and it's good to go. And we post all this on our Instagram. Like this batch of saws that I got in between the 29th and last Friday. I got 16 in, but a few of them of those are like just really nasty. So those are going to be some really cool, like, cleaning transformations, I guess you can call it. I don't know what you consider that. And it's also a good way to show customers, you know, how dirty these things get and why cleaning saws or any equipment is very important. Because I really feel that cleaning is part of the protection, you know, because a lot of the times my customers are like, hey, what can I do to just help protect my saw or my equipment? You know, what can I do to get more longevity? And for me, it's always cleaning, especially around the cylinder, top handle saws, especially, you know, a lot of, you know, most of my guys, you know, a lot of them, they do palm tree cleaning, you know, palm tree trimming and whatnot and cutting. And those palm tree fibers, they're just, that's one of the reasons why I dislike palm trees. It just gets all jammed up in the fins of the cylinder, and then that'll cause overheating issues, and then there you are. So I always like to, that's part of the reason why I take pictures too, just so that way they can kind of think. But I like taking pictures in general, so it's just like a habit that I have. Okay. So determine that the cylinder sleeve is all good, front and back, piston's good. Definitely gonna pull the cylinder though once I go to do the cleaning, because there is a lot of carbon buildup in the exhaust port, and it is starting to flake off. And there is a little tiny bit of something on the piston towards the top by the rings, but that's probably from the little bit of carbon deposit that has flaked off. But to prevent any further flaking and worse damage, I'm going to go in there and clean up the exhaust port. Clutch is fried. I mean, it's fine, right? But it's definitely been overheated. It's turning colors, turning blue. It's got some play on the shoes, so that's just something that I'll recommend. But I'm pretty thankful that most of my customers now, or all of our customers now, you know, they trust my recommendations. Of course, we're not here to completely upsell our customers, but I just throw every recommendation that I feel is necessary, because I treat every saw like it's my own saw. You know, everyone's kind of family here, but yeah. One of my biggest achievements, though, since starting up my little shed shop is one of my favorite tools ever is my steel vacuum pressure tester. And then a buddy of mine, when he was over at one of the other shops here locally, he hooked me up with a Team Steel shop mat. The earlier ones, not the new ones, because the new ones look kind of weird. They're a little different, but I wouldn't mind having one of those. So he hooked me up with one, and so now I feel like a real shop. They're expensive too, because those ones only dealers get. They do have some on steel outfitters. They're like $200, man. They're expensive. Okay. This one, let's go ahead and check out the diaphragm on this one, just for, on the 036 for sure. We're going to do a little rebuild on that, just because that one has not had any love in a long time. This one did get some love a while back, but not recently. But just to see what it looks like. I know it's going to be a little stiff, but all his saws do run. MV says, how's the weather over there? It's nice, man. It's cool. It's raining over here. It was really pouring earlier, and right now again it's stopped, but it's nice. It's just getting a little chilly nowadays. But it's good. Where are you from, by the way, if I may ask? I'm assuming obviously United States, because you went over to the Virginia Beach warehouse. Also, to you guys, when moving this little part of the carburetor here, I don't know what you would call that. I don't know the actual term for that, but just be careful when you're moving that out of the way, because there are wires and connectors attached to that. So just be careful to not just yank it out of there. Last thing you want to do is do wiring harness work. Not a huge deal, but it's not always fun. And I'm gonna pop let's put on some safety glasses, release some of that pressure in the tank. I am gonna have some fuel leaking a little bit, because I did not dump the fuel out, but I'm just trying to save a little bit of time right now. Not too much. Dirty. MV says, I live in Texas near Blue Mountain Distributor. You ever heard of Blue Mountain, located in McKinney, Texas? I haven't, but I've heard of McKinney. But no, I don't know who Blue Mountain is. What do they do? I want to guess something with oil, but maybe construction. do you currently work at a shop? I'm guessing you probably do. If you do, who knows? I may have to go check out your shop one day. Because I know there's good shops out there. The ones that we have out here, not to sound all, you know, like we're the best, you know, but service-wise, I'm not saying skill-wise, but just service-wise, and I feel like a lot of people that run shops out here, they just do it for the money. And I mean, obviously we all do it for something, right? To gain something, to win. But I just feel like sometimes a lot of shops, they don't really know who they're catering to, especially tree service companies and landscapers. You know, their time is money, and they just, I don't know. I just feel like service could be better. Yeah, it is becoming brittle and stiff. Okay. Kind of figured so, but I just want to see how bad it was. Not horrible, but not the best. I am going to recommend metering diaphragms in his equipment. Not to say he's going to go for it, but, you know, he does like taking care of his equipment, so, and he uses it a lot because he's a tree guy, so it kind of makes sense. Blue Mountain is a steel distributor. Oh, no way. Okay, I'm gonna have to, I will look them up after we're done here. I will look them up and see what's up with them. I now work on power team hydraulic pumps and post tension stressing jacks. Okay, damn. Sounds freaking cool too. I feel that you know, small engine mechanics and is just kind of like a, it's not a lost thing because it's needed more than ever, but it's just one of those things where there's not too many people doing small engine work. So it's good to kind of keep that alive for sure. Hello and greetings from East Germany. Helmet, hello, hello. Much love to you guys. BB says arborist. Much love to you, BB. 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 Okay. So this is good as far as inspecting, and if I really wanted to go a step further, you know, we can do pressure and vac test on everything, but I don't really feel it's necessary right now. Just some basic maintenance, and we're good. Let me just put this cover back on here. Well, I guess this would be the air filter base, right? Because that's where the and the linkage. Ooh, let's get it from under there so it doesn't get all damaged. Not going to worry about, let's see, maybe I am going to worry. Let me see here. There we go. Because either way, this is all going to get pooled so I can clean everything, but let's just kind of get it in order a little bit so parts aren't dangling and flying everywhere. Okay, 261 I think is fair for now. Let's go out here now and get to the last two inspections, which is, I wouldn't say this best for last because those are some cool saws, especially the 036, but we're going to do the two 461s now. So Let's go get it. I'll take you with me. And those I'll do pictures after, so that way I'm not holding you guys up too much. So let me put something right here so I can put my phone, check it out. So this is my little makeshift bench. It's just our air conditioning unit. Bunch of parts. Some are used, or some are old, like just backups, and some are actually customer saws. This is what I have right now on the list, plus all the 4 that I have in there. This one we did a porting job in Muffler mod. Muffler came out sweet, man. Oh, hold on. Thing came out awesome. A lot of tool ones. 460, 661, 461, 044C. This one, what is this? What is this one? I think this is also a 260. Yeah, 261. 261, 3 tool ones, 151, and then an Echo 2511. And then this is actually my personal Husqvarna 51. It was a gift. Our buddy and customer Santiago gave that to us. Husqvarna 288, 2 461s that we're going to do right now, and a nice steel 051 AV. So that's what we got going on. Hopefully you guys can still hear me here. MV says, what's your thoughts about steel orange bottle versus silver 2-cycle engine oil mix? I would go with the steel, with the HP Ultra. I mean, full synthetic, you know, better balanced and all that good stuff. When customers would come in, for homeowners, like light use, maybe like an hour every month or whatever, I would say the HP is fine, but I like full synthetic. I think full synthetic is the way to go. But I personally run AMSOIL in my personal saws, but it's fair. It's fair. Okay, here's the first 461. It's running a 32-inch. ¿Mande? Si quieres. Okay, guys, hold on one second. Let me go and grab the mail real quick. All right, I'm glad I went to go check the mail for Grandpa because we got some mail from West Coast. Big shout out to Gordy and the team, Samantha and Lauren, for getting us some new replacements for our customers. 2 of our customers, 201 mufflers. The first ones that they did were not very good as far as build. The back plates were just very thin, so it was a major weak point. So now they have improved the back plates, made them a little thicker, and I reached out to them, and they got us hooked up. So this is for our customer Jason, the one for our customer Leon out in Turlock, California. They sent him his directly, and so we got Jason's right here. So big shout out to West Coast and the West Coast team. I talked to both Samantha and Lauren, very nice gals, super nice, very good customer service. And I even got the chance to talk to Gordy himself and kind of meet him over the phone, and that was pretty cool. So big shout out to them. And I don't know why I thought this was a 32-inch bar. Nowhere close to a 32. It's a 28-inch bar, 91 driver. 32-inch bars are 105 drive, 36, 115. So yeah, not running light bars. It's just a good old Roll-O-Matic. Running a full wrap. Looks like it's running the oversized clutch cover too, so that's nice. I think the full wraps pretty much come with that. This one does have rewind starters, so well, they both have rewind starters, but and we're gonna have some more noise because now I have family pulling up. Man, so many people today. And we're gonna do a compression test on this. We're gonna do the good old hanging test. Like I said, you want to do that with your decompression valve closed. The reason I said this one does have a pull cord, pull start, is because the other one doesn't have the handle. So let's do the hang test. So I feel like it's a little light. I don't think the compression feels good on that one, but I will check it out right now. What up down the line? Hey Nina. Start it up. I wish I could, but we don't do any running here just because of the nature of the living situation here, and I don't think the neighbors would be very happy. So it's a special type of living condition here for me, but we can get into that a little later. Plus, this is all HOA infested, so. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this torn down. It's missing a bar nut. And again, you do not need to over tighten these bar nuts because you will start causing damage to your crankcase. You're going to start backing out the bar studs, and that's just not a good time for anybody. But one day though, that's the goal, to work towards getting a spot where we can do everything. So bar tensioner's a little tight. It's probably just really dirty. Let me grab my little Okay. Chain is almost like brand new. A lot of cutter life. It's pretty sharp still, but we'll touch it up and clean it up. Sprocket seems fine. Could use a little bar dressing. A lot of fine dust. Running a dull chain at one point. MV says, was that a skip tooth chain? Yes, sir. Looks like a full skip. Full chisel. Full chisel. Full chiz. I apologize for all the background. It's just I don't live by myself, so we got people coming in sometimes and whatnot, which is cool. No. A little distracting, but it's okay. You know, that's what happens. I'm blessed to be where I'm at, but it just gets a little counterproductive sometimes, but let me look for my other. Apparently I don't have another wrench right now. $22.14 in England right now. So is that like almost, isn't that like almost midnight? Ooh, all right. I'll be honest with you guys, I feel like my flow is just off today for some reason. I feel like it's off today. Definitely don't feel like it like yesterday. Yesterday was badass. I felt focused and I felt good. Today, yeah, you know, little feeling, I guess, a little off today. I guess I'm just distracted with things. Mainly I'm thinking about tomorrow and Sunday. My little outing date today is, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be good to get some time away from home and in the shop. So I mean, I'm out here at least 6 days a week. I mean, obviously when there's really nothing to do, then, you know, we have a little more downtime, but I just keep it moving. I basically work until at least 7, sometimes 8 o'clock, depending on how much I have to do. But usually it's like 7:30. So I just try to keep it going until I start going a little crazy. Mainly because once I've already gotten really behind one time, like when I first started off and still trying to find my balance with everything, and I'll use this rewind starter on the one that doesn't have the pull cord, just to get an idea of compression. But this one feels a little weak. And these are from my customer Tino, and he got these from the yard of his company that he works for, another big company, and they basically were abandoned, and he basically got them for free. So let's get an idea of what the front of this cylinder looks like. Oh wow. At this point, I'm not even gonna remove the muffler. Well, you know what? Let's just do it. But guys, the piston is broken. There's a chunk of the piston missing. Oh man, that's nice. This one also has the in-thread style. Let's go ahead and get the clutch removed, or the sprocket. Oh shit. Oh. Yeah, I'm off today, guys. I apologize. Washer, the rim sprocket, don't think I can move it anymore, but that's as far as I can go. 7-tooth sprock. Needle bearing seems okay. Let's go ahead and get this clutch removed, and then let me bring the tools for the flywheel. Definitely getting overheated as well. Very loose. So that's another recommendation there. Probably get either a new clutch or some, I don't know, it's pretty toasty, but we'll see what the customer wants to do. But the worst part of it is it's going to need a new rebuild for sure, new top end. And that's already going to be an investment as it is. It's probably a little dark now. And dang, that's a first for me. I haven't had a saw come in yet, well, until now, where literally a chunk of the piston is missing. That's some good work. And somebody must have been messing with the saw already, because this muffler is basically coming off by itself. I think this one, after I do the last 461 inspection, I am going to pull the top end on this one on a separate live stream, so that way you guys can see what this piston is going to look like, because I definitely want to take a picture of this one, so that way you guys can see it, because this live stream is going 157 minutes. Although I feel like we're doing some pretty good time, because yesterday we were on for 4 hours, so that was like 200 something minutes. The flow of that live stream was better though. This one's not too good. Oh my gosh. Actually, I could probably try to bring you guys in. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. That's what this piston looks like. That would definitely cause some running issues. So that, I don't even know how that would have happened. Like I said, this is a first for me, seeing something that bad. I'm guessing because I mean, it looks like the piston got really hot. It got hot, and then Looks like debris was just getting in, so it must have gotten a lot of debris, started chipping away, and because that is brutal. Wow, that's crazy. I've never seen that in person, at least. First for me to see something like this, and at least here at my shop. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this flywheel off. Let's change our socket. There you go. Thank you, Envy. I'm glad you guys are here, because that's really the only, that's the only, I feel like, plausible explanation. Because I mean, for something, I've never seen debris do anything like that. Obviously a rock. So yeah, I take the man's word for it. Word. Definitely probably a piston ring got jammed up. Which, that's one of the things when porting, you have to be very careful that you're not lipping off the ports, because then you're gonna have, well, you're gonna have that issue. And that's not good. But like I said, once I'm done doing this last 461, I'm gonna cut the live stream, charge up the phone because we're on 30%, clean up the shop, because there's so much, I mean, it's just, there's actually clutter now because I have all those parts from yesterday's inspections. I think that's kind of subconsciously driving me a little crazy, because I don't know, I like things a little more neat than that. So, okay, in-thread style flywheel. Going to be using our trusty in-thread flywheel puller. This is a steel flywheel puller. So this works on the 036s, 046, I think 044s have it too, and then 661s have the same style, but it's a little bit bigger, so this one doesn't work. That's nuts, man. That's like some good work. Sheesh. Well, let me ask MV now. Sir, so what would cause the piston ring to catch up on the lip? Is it like you think it's like an overheating thing, or what? Why does that happen? Or just piston rings just got worn out, and because I really don't know how that would happen. Really, that's kind of beyond my my experience there. Because I'm definitely going to have to explain that to our customer. Not that he's going to be like, well, what the hell? How did that happen? Because he knew that these saws could be either really good or really bad. But I do definitely try to do my best. Well, I don't try. I do my best to explain everything to our customers, just for, to educate them. And, I feel like as a mechanic for anything, you can't just say, well, I don't know. It just happens. I don't know. You got to have an explanation. Did I not grab the right one? Okay. Because I definitely like educating our customers and myself. I probably would have just researched it anyways if MV wasn't here. .150 of a second Husqvarna. All right. There is our flywheel. And at this point, I'm going to call this inspection good for now. I'm not going to worry about getting into the carburetor just yet. let's move on to the other one because it is going to start getting even darker here soon. It's already pretty dark. I apologize for the shady lighting. Okay. Let me go grab a Ziploc bag to put all of its parts and stuff in there. These are my favorite type of bags. They're my steel bags. From when I used to work at the power equipment shop. Put a muffler and stuff in there. Let's put that screw in there. And for now, this is good. Muffler. Let's see. This rewind I'm going to use on the other one because it doesn't have pull cord. And we'll try to do a little compression test, at least just a hanging test, but of course we're going to go through everything and see what everything looks like. Oh, another muffler screw. All right. So this one's also running a 28-inch. Let's go ahead and get this rewind starter swapped out just to get an idea of compression. I should probably invest in some totes so that way when I do have Sawzall taken apart, I don't have it just around, because I think that's actually what's driving me a little crazy, knowing that I have all that mess and clutter going on now. Because I usually, after I inspect and I do everything, I put the saw back together, but then I end up unassembling it to clean it and do all the repairs, and it's like sometimes I do double, triple the work. But yeah, I should invest in some totes, or at least some boxes, because yeah, just, and I'll show you guys in a minute what I'm talking about. It'd probably drive you guys crazy too. Wow. All right. Let's go ahead and get this one on. When you take the piston out, inspect for carbon deposits or deposits may have lodged in there as it was being blown out of the exhaust port, and snap the piece of piston. The piece may still be inside the cylinder when you take it apart. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Seems like these last saws that we've done, a lot of carbon deposits for sure. What did this one look like? I think this one had some buildup also, because I know usually there is carbon deposits, but I haven't seen saws this bad in a minute. Actually, let me take out this piston stop on this one. That's why I always recommend good grade fuel, a good oil, just to minimize, you know, carbon buildup and yeah, there is significant carbon buildup on this one. Not as bad as the last couple that we did, but it looks like towards the top of the port is where there's a lot of flaking, and that is actually where the damage is on the piston towards the top. So that makes sense to me, sir. That makes sense. But yeah, we'll make sure to check everything, make sure there's nothing inside where the bearings are and all that good stuff. I'm gonna pull that top end after this live stream just so that way we can look at it and I can take pictures, because our peeps on Instagram are gonna be like, what the hell? If you guys want to check us out on Instagram, I know I feel like I've been pushing our Instagram a lot today and yesterday, but you guys can see a lot more detailed just pictures, and especially the before and afters on the cleaning, pictures like this. I know YouTube has a community tab where you can post pictures and stuff, but I just don't post anything there because I'm already like, I already think, well, I'm already posting a lot on Instagram. I live on Instagram, and then obviously YouTube here is my second home, but and it's still kind of tricky to balance work and social media, but being that all of our customers come from Instagram and are on Instagram, it's kind of like it's just something that I have to keep up now, because when our page gets a little quiet, even if it's like a day or maybe a day and a half, because I'm out here doing saws, and I feel like some of our customers are like, what's going on over there? Is he doing anything over there? And I've actually had a couple people reach out. I didn't post for a couple days just because I was taking a break, just to recharge, and I had a couple people reach out like, hey man, are you still working on saws? And it's like, yeah, I'm still here, I'm just taking a little break. And I always get downtime at the end of the day, but to say that I like don't come out to the shop at all, it's just literally when I start feeling kind of like burnt out, and because like I said, I try to work every day that I can, especially when there's a lot of work. I just try to keep it going. So usually it's like at least 6 days a week, sometimes 7, but we've got to be careful and not burn ourselves out. Okay. So decompression valve is closed. This one feels better. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I'm a lot more hopeful. This one's way better. This one's definitely got some compression. And this will be a better Husqvarna. I don't know if you're still here, but this is a good example of a quote unquote good compression test. This is like basically what you're looking for. And like I say, there's 2 ways to check for compression. You can do the good old hanging test, which the mechanic over at the shop that I used to work at told me that that's how Steel teaches their techs how to do compression testing. I don't know if he was just messing with me or not. I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, really? And I'm like, okay, whatever. Or you can get a compression gauge and thread it into your spark plug and pull on it until the gauge stops moving, and that'll give you your PSI. So anyways, so this is what you want to do. And if you have really good compression, it'll either just stay there or it'll move like this one did. So like one little chug, maybe one more little chug. But like I said, depending on how good your compression is, sometimes that your saw will just sit there. So this one pretty much did that. I'll show you guys again. So that's essentially what you want and what you want to look for. Or you can just give it a nice little pull. Obviously that's good too, but sometimes just pulling it doesn't always, I don't know. So that's what you want to do. Make sure you do it with your decompression valve closed. All right. Let's go ahead and start tearing this thing down a little bit. Start off with the bar and the chain. This one's also running a full skip, full chisel. Right on, right on. Also missing a bar nut. My guess is that maybe they had another saw that was missing one and they just pulled it from these saws because they were sitting in the boneyard. Oh yes, very good point. MV has a very good point. Make sure that your spark plug is fully snug, and sometimes these decompression valves do fault out, but definitely make sure. Like, see, I didn't check to make sure the spark plug was actually tight, because MV's right. I have had saws come in where, you know, either they were trying to mess with it or maybe they found a YouTube video, and but yeah, make sure that your spark plug is snug. And how do you know if your decompression valve is faulty? It just, because I never actually had to troubleshoot that, honestly, yet. But thank you, MV. That's a good, yeah, very, very good tip. You know, decompression valves do serve a purpose, I suppose, but they can be faulty. A lot of people just get rid of them, and I don't really use them too much. I just kind of start it, but sometimes, I don't know, maybe I'm a little weak and I do use it. Chain still has some good life. Does have some wear here, so we'll give it a dressing. Sprocket does have a little bit of play, but I think it'll be fine. And also, guys, fun fact on the steel bars, so Roll-O-Matic, you'll see Roll-O-Matic E or ES, like this one. And basically, from my understanding, is that the E does not have the ability to be replaced, or the sprocket. The ES, replaceable sprockets. And that's basically it on that. Although I'm glad that I ended up grabbing, so I have the little book, the little booklet that Steel gives all their dealers and their techs, and that one I call the Bible, because that tells you literally everything there is to know about everything. They're different than the ones that they give customers. This one is like for actual dealers and techs. It tells you everything about chains, how to read all the, you know, numbers and letters on chains, so that way you know what you're getting, what everything means. It explains the roll-o-matic stuff. They're great. So I got the 2023. That's when I started working there, and then I pushed to get us the 2024, because it just seems like the manager there just did not really, I don't know. I am going to sound full of shit now, but I kind of was like manager mentality. I always made sure that we all had the latest everything, literature. They had a bar and chain catalog from 2022. I'm like, dude, let's get the 2024, man. Like, come on. What are we going to do? Pull out a freaking catalog from the 90s and our customers would be like, oh, it's outdated, isn't it? And it's like, man, come on. That's why I feel like I would be a very good dealer, just because, I don't know, I do this because I love it. And I have a passion for it right now. And I say right now because, I mean, things sometimes change. You never know. But I've already been through pretty much the ups and downs in this line of work, and I still love it. I probably love it even more. It still provides me a good challenge. I mean, sure, I've only been doing this for a little over a year. I mean, I've always been familiar with chainsaws and power equipment, but as far as mechanics, you know, I've only been doing this for, you know, ever since I started working at that shop, and then that's where the passion grew, and started doing my own thing, started side hustling, and here we are now. And I've always been mechanically inclined, but yeah, and we're only learning more, and yeah, it's fun stuff. It's fun if you like it, I guess. It's really getting dark now. I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I know it's probably a little difficult. Spark plug boots always get me. Some of them are easy, some of them are snug. You want them to be snug. I wouldn't recommend this scrunch to remove the spark plugs out of these shrouds, but that's what we got right now. I must have misplaced the other one. I prefer the deep one. Envy says you can feel the amount of effort it takes to press down the decompression valve. Once it gets weak, it takes minimal effort to push in. That makes sense too. That makes sense. Yeah, see, like that one felt good. And Envy, I appreciate you sticking around, man. It's been good talking with you and chatting with you. I don't know if you have Instagram, and here I go again with the Instagram crap. But if you have Instagram, if you feel like it, you know, maybe reach out there, reach out to me there, and, you know, you don't have to follow, but maybe message me and we can chat a little more. I'm sure we'd have a good conversation. And I always like meeting people, especially when they have a little knowledge, and everyone has knowledge though. But anyways, if you have social media like that, check me out, reach out, say hello. If I ever find myself in Texas, I do have family in Texas. Not a whole lot. I never go out there, but if you never know, if I ever go out there, who knows? And again, this is when I do wish that I used... Oh, my bad, Husky. Husky, you better settle down. If you had just one chainsaw in what days are only and cannot... Let me try to read this real quick. If you had just one chainsaw in what days are only and it cannot be steel, what would it be? Oh, if I had to pick one chainsaw and it couldn't be a steel, I would probably pick, well, I don't know. I'm going to be a little specific, or I'm going to be a little, are we talking top handle, rear handle? Well, I'd probably say rear handle because you can use that a little bit more. I would probably choose, I really like that 592, man. I love that 592, but maybe a 572 or a 592. But I know you said to pick one, so I guess I would just pick I'd pick the 592. Got a DeWalt right here. I do like Milwaukee, but that's what I had in my little storage shed. It was a kit that I picked up at the hardware store that I worked at. I got it for super cheap, and I was gonna try to resell it, but then when I started doing my thing here, I started to have to remove clutches and flywheels, and at that time I could have gone out and bought into Milwaukee, but I had that here, and I've been practicing not always having I've been practicing more self-control, in the sense of, like, if I already have something that could work out for me, then there's no need to go out and buy a specific brand. But this is when I wish I had a T27 bit, because some of these screws are pretty snug, and my little sissy boy hands sometimes they get a little hurting. Like this, these are freaking annoying. But you definitely don't really need power tools to do anything else other than just get a clutch off or a flywheel. But even then, I'm sure there's a method to not needing to use power tools. This one sucks. Fuck. This is so annoying right now. It's all part of the game, but I really do need to hurry up because our phone is dying. It's at 20%, and this phone already does not have good battery capacity because I've had it for a long time already, and I also feel iPhone batteries don't last. There goes the gasket. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Hey, we got Lewis in the house. What up, sir? Glad you can make it to a live. Lewis is the man. He was able to get his 038 running. It's freaking badass. So we're on the last inspection of the day. This is a 461. I just did another 461 for the same customer. And the piston, man, it's like part of it is like chipped off. It's nice. And we'll do a live stream on that when I pull the top end. I know I said I was gonna do that today. I don't know. It's been kind of a weird day. It's mainly just myself. My focus is a little off. But that's just excuses. Definitely want to clean up all of our mess. I got little part piles everywhere, and it drives me a little crazy when I have clutter like that. So I was just saying I need to invest in some boxes or some totes or both. So this one too, heavy on the carbon buildup, carbon deposit buildup. Piston, I mean, they definitely ran this thing hot. There's a little discoloration on the cylinder head. Definitely some discoloration on the piston. I don't see any scoring or marks, but maybe some light little markings towards the bottom in the back, but I think this one's good. This one's good to go. Assuming, because the front of the piston looks good, I'm assuming that the front of the sleeve is going to be fine. And I'm not sure what kind of oil they're running, but there's some good oil in there still inside the cylinder sleeve, and that's what you want. Looks good. But this one too, I'll probably, well, not probably, I'll remove the cylinder head and get that exhaust port cleaned up, because eventually that carbon buildup, those carbon deposits is going to flake off, and then it will start causing damage to the piston and cylinder sleeve and all that good stuff. It looks like it's already kind of trying to chip off. But as far as cylinder sleeve and piston, looks good. Looks good. And you guys saw the compression was great, or is great on this. So now let's go ahead and just remove the sprocket and check out the clutch. And we'll remove the flywheel just for cleaning, and to clean the crankcase there. And we got full Lano back in the house, which I mentioned it just a little bit ago. Thank you for being here earlier and recommending putting the piston stop in through the exhaust port. That game changer for me right there. Game changer. Let me grab a little smaller flathead. Then after I remove this clutch, we'll move back into the shop for just a little bit, just to check out this diaphragm. I didn't check the diaphragm on the last 461 because, I'm talking to full Lano right now. The last 461 that I just inspected, part of the piston head, or the top of the piston chipped off, man. There's a whole chunk missing. And we also got another boss in the house, MV. He's also a certified steel tech, and he was thinking that maybe it was from the piston ring hang up on the port, and which that does make some sense to me. Well, no, it does make sense, not some. It does make sense to me. Okay. And the reason we were doing these outside is because they got longer bars and our little shed is a little small. So there's our washer, our rim sprocket, I should say. Same thing. The teeth look good. Just could use a little cleaning, which I do need to get some more purple power because that's what I use for clutches and chains. From what I can tell, the needle bearing looks good. Let's go ahead and get that flywheel off, going through the exhaust port. Also, MV Fulano said he's I think Lano, you said gold level tech in Brazil, or was, or is. We were getting a little cheesed off earlier because I was trying to get the flywheel off of the 036, and the piston, it just wasn't working out. And so luckily he was here, and he's got some heart, and he wasn't letting us sit there and get all pissed off. He's like, dude, try to go through the exhaust port, because I was trying to go through the top. And sure enough. And then I realized my dumbass forgot to remove the flywheel nut. Wait, did I do? Oh, just like I was about to do on this one. Oh boy. I need to focus a little more. Maybe a little more caffeine, a little more water. Something's going on. There goes our bit, our socket. Oh man. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Make sure your customers are using good quality 2-cycle. Crappy oil is no good. I completely agree. That's one of the things, I get asked a lot, what can I do to protect my machine or my saw or whatever it is. Well, here at Saws, I do get the occasional leaf blower, but I always tell them it all starts with a good oil, good grade gas for cleaner burning and minimizing these carbon deposits, because these last 4 saws that we did, man, they're horrible. I haven't seen carbon deposits come in like this in a long time, if ever, since I've started my own thing here in July. And I always recommend full synthetic, whether it's the HP Ultra. I use AMSOIL. I don't know, I like it. I use ethanol-free fuel. I use the VP. I know some don't like it, but I've had good luck with it, good results. Also, since you guys are here, since Lano and Envy, you're here and you've been to the trainings, you know what's up. Is it true that the Moto Mix, the steel Moto Mix, they mark it as 93 octane, but I heard it's really 95. What is that all about? Or is that just myth? Because if that's the case, if it really is 95 and they're just marking it as 93, I might have to give it a shot. It is 93. Okay, so that was just some bullshivaki then that I was told. I'm not gonna say who it was because I don't know who's watching, and it's a family member of mine that's supposedly a certified mechanic as well, silver level, but he's like, yeah, no man, it's actually 95. They just mark it as 93. And I guess I just told you guys who who it was. It doesn't really matter. I just don't try to put people on the spot like that, but I guess I just did. And I was like, oh no way. He's like, yeah man. And I believed it too. I did. I never looked it up myself, and I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I always do my own research, but I never did research it, so. But since I do have you guys here, figured I'd ask. So there's our flywheel. Let's get this clutch removed, and then we'll move into the shop just for a little bit. I should have probably left the flywheel on. I know I make that kind of dumb face, but it's like the noise. Ooh. Nice and blue. Nice and loosey-goosey. I've also heard that it's probably sometimes better to remove the flywheel first, then remove the clutch, because you can damage the key, which that does make sense to me as well, but I don't know if it actually matters, but I've never done that. But that's what I've been told. Okay. Let's move inside real quick just to inspect this diaphragm. I know it's going to be, let's just do it real quick. Before this phone dies. And Moto Mix is like $20 a gallon. Whoa, what? It's only 20 bucks a gallon in Texas? Because over here, man, the shop I was working at, they were charging almost 50 bucks. Like after tax, it was like $43, 45, yeah, 45. If that's the case out in Texas, I might have to make a trip out to Texas and stock up on that. I get VP Racing for a gallon for like $32, about $11 a quart. Man, they're ripping us off over here. Husky following us on the gram. Okay. I should probably bring some tools in. Actually, I need to check my phone because my lady friend okay. T20, huh? Let's use a flathead. I like the moldings that have the screw instead of the tabs. I mean, the tabs are fine, but more chances of them breaking. I mean, you just gotta be more careful, obviously, but either way. TR Aguacat. Hello, hello, hello. Ah, ¿hablan español? Yo también hablo español. Es que es duro saber quién habla español y trato de, pues sí, puro inglés, pero sí hablo yo español también. So fun fact, well, I'm Hispanic, you know, but I mainly just do English just because I don't know. I feel like most of our viewers are English speaking, but también sí les sabemos, pues yo soy mexicano. Yo soy nacido aquí en los Estados Unidos, pero pues yo sé cómo hablar español, escribir, leer, todo. Let me just relieve some of this pressure in here. Let's get this carburetor pulled. Ahorita nomás vamos a chequear aquí el diafragma del carburador. Y ya vamos a terminar las revisiones aquí, las inspecciones. Okay, MV speaks Spanish too. Let's go. My peeps are in the house. Yeah, so estamos haciendo unas revisiones aquí de unas motosierras. So 2 461, una 261 y una 036 profesional. Y esta ya la última que vamos a hacer ahorita. Y ya a recoger aquí el desastre aquí que tengo de partes. Nos aventamos cuatro revisiones ayer de unas 201 unas y necesito que comprar unas cajas para poner todas las partes. Típicamente las armo de nuevo, pero siempre hago como por lo menos doble el trabajo porque las armo para atrás para no tener tanto reguerete. Y más que ahorita pues no tengo mucho espacio aquí donde vivo, pero como les digo, hago más trabajo algunas veces así, ¿verdad? Desarmándolas, armándolas y después desarmarlas para hacer las reparaciones. Y yo las limpio completamente. Las dejo, no para oírme creído, pero las dejo como nuevas. Y, pero ahorita yo creo que estas ya las voy a dejar todas desarmadas porque no quiero hacer más trabajo. Yo sé que a lo mejor se oye poquito huevón, pero es la verdad. Okay, so I was just translating real quick, just letting him know what we're doing, and we're gonna do this metering diaphragm real quick, and then we're gonna call it good for today. Clean up our mess. Porque la mera neta sí me desespero poquito cuando tengo mucho reguerete en el shop. No digo que soy el más limpio o el más organizado, pero de veras me gusta tener cosas más o menos en orden, no tener tantas cosas por donde quiera, más organizadas, todo. So basically what I'm just saying is that after this I'm going to clean up my mess, because it really does drive me a little crazy when I have, you know, just parts everywhere, even though it's like nice little bundles of parts, but it's just, I don't like having that. It just gives me a little anxiety seeing everything like that. Not that I'm the most organized and clean person. I mean, I'm clean and organized, but I'm not like a super freak about it, but I do like to keep things, you know, tidy and in order. I kind of built up that habit when I was working at the power equipment shop, because to me, you know, you never know who's going to come in. You know, your customers, they're going to come and then they're going to see all this crap everywhere and they're gonna be like, whoa, like, what the hell? You know, so I kind of built that up, that like, that habit at the shop, just making everything clean and order, especially because I never knew when the bosses were going to come in, the main owner of the store or the shop, you know, so it just looks better. And then too, you know, when your customers come by, you know, they're not like, whoa, like this is a rat's nest, you know. So so that's why I just try to keep things in order and clean. All right, TR Cat, laters. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, wow, this diaphragm is actually pretty, I mean, it's a little, but this almost feels, oh no, it's a little brittle. Yeah. It's a little stiff, but it's not horrible. But that's, I mean, that's kind of my mentality, is that, you know, especially when you say, oh, I love what I do and I have passion. I mean, I feel like that's all part of it too. You know, when you have passion and you have a little pride in your work, you keep things looking good. And so that's what I try to, I do my best to do all that. So, and also too, like I'm saying, you know, you never knew, like here, you know, when customers come and pick up their stuff, you know, and they see junk everywhere, they're gonna be like, ugh. I mean, they know how, you know, they know what it's all about, but it's I don't know, I like to keep things in order, like the way it is right now. Like, I'll show you guys what I mean, and some of you guys are gonna be like, that's it, that's nothing, but to me, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's like at the end of the day, a habit that I built up. Fulano, adiós. Que tengamos una buena fin de semana y ya nos vemos al rato. Gracias por estar aquí un rato con nosotros. Another thing that I got into a habit of at the shop over there, this was just something that I picked up. They didn't teach me how to, like, I developed my own style there. I basically, you know, basically after like the first month and a half, once I learned my job and I learned my role, no one, I promise you, no one ever had to say, okay, David, today you're going to work on this and you're going to need to do this and this and this. I knew what to look for. I knew what to do. I had a routine. I would do stocking as soon as I get in, you know, because it was only a couple other people that worked in the shop. I would stock up the shelves. If we were low on product, I would face all the shelves to make it look like we had some shit. Stock the chains. If there was floor models that were missing because they were sold, you know, build the new ones and get the store looking good. And then from there, so all I ever was sales. I was just a salesperson, but I moved in to do sharpening chains, and then I basically made my own way to start working on equipment, and that started by just putting out fires, because customers would come in pissed off, like, what the hell, you guys haven't even called me and nothing's been done, it's been more than a month and blah 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 blah. And I really do believe in customer service. And so I just would start being like, okay, well, let me see what I can do. And, you know, maybe I overextended myself sometimes, but it only backfired maybe once or twice because I just couldn't get it done, or, you know, I got busy, or just, you know, but that's how I started getting customers and people kind of believing in me. And that's why almost all customers that I dealt with over there on a personal level, they're here now. They've told their friends, and now I have customers coming from all, like, from my local area here in Sonoma County, Sacramento area, which is like an hour and a half away, depending on what part of Sacramento, the Bay Area, like San Rafael, Novato, Marin, you know, which is all at least another hour here, another hour back. I have people out in Los Angeles, like 2 people that reach out to me and whatever. Turlock is my furthest customer that actually like has saws here, but you know, I do like over the phone, like consults type of thing. And so I have customers coming from kind of a little bit of everywhere, except for up north. I still have one customer that potential customer and friend that is going to send over their 200T for some work over from Truckee. So it's like, but anyways, my point was, is one of the things that I also developed is, at the end of the day, put my tools away, clean my workbench, leave it clean. If I had something, you know, unassembled, just kind of put it away nicely, just make it look good. So that way, you know, there's no worse feeling than, you know, getting through a whole day of inspections, having parts everywhere. I mean, kind of like how I do now, but I'm just kind of, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it, because I like to keep everything in order, even though they're all 201s, but it's like I like to keep everything together. But just having everything cleaned up, because at the end of the day, it just feels good. And then when you come in, you don't have to come into a freaking mess, you know, especially like your tools everywhere, your workbench all occupied. You know, if you do have stuff disassembled or unassembled, you know, just put it away in like a nice little kind of contained mess, you know. But your actual workbench, you know, leave it clean, so that way you can get straight to it. If something comes in, okay, boom. And that's what I mean, I still do my best to follow that here in my shop, especially now that it's my little shed shop. You know, it's me. You know, it's not Ace Hardware, it's not Supply Place or whatever. This is me. So so yeah, I just try to follow that standard. Blood is life. Good for you, man. Thank you, thank you. Husqvarna says, why are you bald? Sir, what does it have to do with anything of what we're talking about? The reason I'm bald is because it's genetic. Yes, I am a baldy. I started going bald at a very young age, like 18. Apparently you get your hair gene from your mom's dad. So my grandfather, which he is bald as well, I don't know, but that is the way life intended me to be. That was kind of a weird question, not gonna lie. The question you should be asking yourself is, how are we gonna get that 450 running? Because you bought a freaking blown up saw, Husky. I mean, how, like, why would you buy a blown up saw? Like, that doesn't even make sense. And again, guys, you might be hearing me talk to Husky like that, like a certain way, but I already know him. He's all right. He's like a little annoying ass brother sometimes. Well, that's pretty much how I look at him now. But it's all love. It's all love. MV says, sounds like you're a boss. Boss lost a damn good worker. I'm sure they noticed the void. You know, I know that they did. I know that sounds really full of crap for me to say, but they really did. And the shop manager is the one that called me on my day off, telling me, hey, I'm sorry, man, we need to terminate you. But that decision came from the main owner of these two Ace Hardwares that we have, one here in Windsor and in Healdsburg, because he realized that I was doing well. I was doing my own thing, and I started doing my own thing, and you know, I was taking business from them, and it's like, dude. And I literally was on the phone for an hour. I even cried to this grown ass dude, like, dude, how are you gonna fire me? Like, I love my job and blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm sorry, man. He's like, you know, the decision isn't coming from me. And I also know that at least one of the mechanics, you know, he got a little, honestly, he got intimidated by me. I know he did. I know that sounds full of shit, but I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, and then the owner, you know, he just got, I don't know. Yeah, they really did though. Honestly, they really, really did. But it's all good though, because I've met a lot of people, a lot of cool people, and my work just speaks for itself. I just pretty much all I have to tell people is like, yeah, I'm good at what I do, and or like I do what I do, and then they see my work on Instagram because I post everything on Instagram, and I've actually talked to my manager since then, and I told him, because you know he tried to like cap on me because of something, and I'm like, look, man, he tried to like talk some crap, and I was like, look, if I didn't do the work that I do, I wouldn't keep getting referrals. I wouldn't keep getting customers. For one, people would cut my buddies and customer. They're all buddies, but my customers would not be coming back, and I wouldn't be having people coming from literally hours away when there's shops all around. And because I treat my customers really good. I treat my customers like I'd want to be treated, like family. I look out for them. I hook them up when I can. You know, and I don't know. It's too bad. You know, it's too bad, but it was almost like a blessing in disguise. But they definitely did lose. I don't know. I was a good worker, and yeah. But that's it. I mean, that's all. That's it. I mean, life happens. That blown up saw is either a part saw or a boat anchor. It was probably, I mean, I think I mean, Husky, his name's Liam, okay? But he goes by Husqvarna. And he says that the saw is like brand new. It looks really good. But it was probably, yeah, maybe some parts got swapped around and things happened, and or I feel like it's more just like a boat anchor at this point. But, and I already told him how to fix it. He can either, if the gouges aren't super crazy, and if it's just you know, aluminum transfer, he can just clean up the cylinder sleeve. Depending on how the piston is, you know, he can even clean up the piston, just put some new rings on it. I just recently did that to a 500i. It wasn't getting spark. I actually had a personal 500i brand new that I bought myself, because I was gonna buy it for myself when I got to my 1-year anniversary at the shop that I was working at, and they fired me like 3 weeks before that. But I was like, you know what? I'm still buying that 500i because I deserve it. And I only fired it up, but I never actually cut with it. I ended up selling it because I just had to you know, invest into the business here, into the shop. And anyways, so before that though, my customer Anthony came by, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm not getting spark. And he's from the Bay Area, an hour away. And I'm like, yeah, man, bring it by and we'll troubleshoot it. And it wasn't getting spark, so I literally troubleshooted it every which way. I started off with the process of elimination. I started off with the ignition module. That didn't work. Then I moved into the ignition, or to the generator. That didn't work. Then I moved into the ignition sensor. right? Ignition sensor, that didn't work. And then I just tried it with all brand new parts, that didn't work. And then I troubleshooted it with the brand new parts. I disconnected the kill switch to see if maybe the kill switch was shorting out, or you know, that didn't work. And I was like, you know what, man, I don't know what's going on. It did have some markings on there. It wasn't, I mean, it looked like scoring. I mean, it's a level of scoring. That's how I kind of classify it. And but I was like, nah, I don't think that would affect it. I mean, compression was still, I mean, it felt fine, you know, but I was like, well, maybe we need to plug it into the software and do a reset on it, or I don't know what. So then he's like, all right, man. I was like, but obviously I don't have that here. He's like, well, shit. He's like, all right. He's like, well, what? He's like, what shop would you trust to take it to? And I still would recommend Ace Hardware, the place that I worked at. And they took it and they're like, oh no, you need a new top end. It's scored. It's going to be at least $800. It could be double if the crankshaft's all messed up. And I was like, dude, I'm like, but what did they say about the no spark issue? They're like, oh no, they didn't even say anything about that. And I'm like, nah. And then so there was another shop that I was trying to do business with for parts. Gave him like $1,000 in a week just for parts. And then I was like, hey man, I have a buddy, he's got a 500i, it's not getting spark, you know, bring it in. He's like, well, how's the compression? And I'm like, well, it feels fine. I mean, it feels okay. I mean, it's a little scored up. He's like, well, I don't know. He's like, you know, you're gonna probably need a new top end and blah blah blah. And I'm like, and I told him, I was like, that some scoring is gonna affect my spark. And he got pissed. He was like, well, just if he wants to bring it in and let us do what we do. And I said, okay. And so I said, look, man, they said that, you know, they could check it out for you. So he took it in. They didn't even bother with the top end talk. They didn't say anything about you need a new cylinder and piston. They just said it's not worth fixing. Just get a 462. I was like, what the hell? And then that's when I gave another shop a try, Action Power Sport. Unfortunately, they're closing down. They've already closed down. And the mechanic there was really cool. He helped me out. We became cool. And I'm like, dude, what have you done like with this issue? And he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I honestly just replaced, you know, there was some scoring and I just replaced everything and it was fine. So long and behold, I came to find out that the scoring did affect the spark somehow. Again, I'm still learning all this. I don't, you know, the trainings would probably help if I got them, you know, but long story short, I told Anthony, I was like, you know what, man, bring it back. Let me check to see how bad the scoring is. And if it's just some markings, I can try cleaning up the sleeve and the piston and go from there. The mechanic over there gave me another cylinder just to try, which I have it right here. It's clean. I'm going to just finish cleaning it up. I'm going to end up porting it, and we have an extra cylinder there. I used the rings from the piston that he gave me. It was a used one. Anyways, long story short, I cleaned it all up, and it's back to ripping. And I didn't charge him no $700, that's for sure. I honestly charged him $200 for everything. Labor, everything, just a little bit of time, and it's fine. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. What was the point of all that? It's just, I don't know. Some of these shops out here, they just, I don't know. They just don't do things. I don't even know what the point of that shit was. Long story short, though, I'm not even allowed to go back to the shop that I used to work at. They banned me. They don't want me buying parts. They don't want me, because they're just that salty. And that's what it is. So anyways, we're all good here. I'm going to cut this live because we're on 5% and the phone is going to die at any moment now. My bad, Marshall. Hello, hello, hello. It was great chatting with all you guys. MV, Fulano. Oh, Fulano, I get it. Like Fulano, oh, it's Fulano. Okay, I get it. I get it now. It clicked. It was really cool chatting with everybody. MV, like I was saying, I don't know if you have Instagram or not, but you know, if you want to stay in contact, or you can just look out for the next lives. We'll be doing more. I don't think I'm going to do another one because I'll show you guys the mess that I need to figure out, because it is driving me crazy. So this is part of it, the 461s. So I got these parts. Usually everything here is clean. It's in order. There's the other 461. I got to clean up all this junk right here. But this is what I'm working with here. This is all the stuff that we did today. And then I have all these tool ones from yesterday's inspections. And then so that's, those parts are for that one. And then all these are for those three. So this pile is for that one. This pile is for that one. And this pile is for that one. And I just want to keep everything to each saw. But normally it's all cleaned up. I have my little holding area. Excuse me. It's nice and organized right now. I have some more parts right here that I just cleaned up. Those are brand new 500i from my saw that I had, but I swapped out some of the parts. Some new parts. I have more parts in my storage shed. Here's my 661 Big Bertha M-Tronic. But normally it's all tidy in here. It's not, I mean, this is how big the actual shed is, so there's not a whole lot of room for clutter. Everything else is my grandfather's, because this is his shed. He's just allowing me to work here. So I can't really afford to have clutter, but either way, I like to have things a little tidy, a little clean, a little organized. I have my little chain stock right here, and a little bottle of AMS oil. I need to get this toolbox kind of situated at the top at least, but everything here is grandpa's except for all the saw stuff now. And those are his tools as well. But yeah, this is kind of driving me crazy. So is that. So I need to just figure something out right now for that. And then out there is my air compressor station. But anyways, guys, much love to everybody. Happy Friday. I do apologize if some of you probably noticed that my flow was a little off today. It kind of was, but I think we held it down pretty good and got some work done. So now it's time to clean up all the clutter and get some pricing together, some quotes. For me, that's like the hardest part, or it's like the most tedious part, is paperwork. But maybe one day when the shop grows and we have a little more money, maybe when we have a bigger shop, maybe I can hire a service writer or somebody that loves this stuff. But I feel like I'm going to be one of those shop owners, like old school, like, you know, I'm like, I want people to work for me, but at the same time, it's like I'm kind of like particular, you know, like old school, you know, you can always tell. But no, one day though, because man, writing up quotes and parts and looking for parts, and it's just it takes time. It takes more time than doing any of this. It even takes more time than the cleaning. So, but anyhow, much love to everybody. Thank you guys for being here. It was great meeting some of you. Everybody else that's been here, thank you for being here for a little bit. MV, it was really good meeting you. Thank you for subscribing. You know, you came at a good time, because I kind of fell off on the live streams just because, you know, obviously the work comes first, and doing lives, even though we're still doing stuff, I mean, it does take a little bit of time away, but we're back to full swing on the live streams, because I used to do them at least like twice a day in the beginning, but I was still kind of figuring out the balance. But it's good to have you now, so much love to all you guys. And whoa, okay, this is pretty cool. Kind of lifted up the spirits a little bit. We got married with small engines in the house. Okay, guys, listen, this is actually pretty big. First of all, thank you so much for being here. You kind of caught the last portion of the lives. We were just doing some inspections, and and right now we're just kind of blabbering a little bit. But Married with Small Engines is in the house. Now I'm all nervous. No, she's amazing. If you guys like chainsaws, power equipment, repairs, troubleshooting, if you guys feel like it, check her out. She's amazing. She's amazing at what she does. Has an incredible shop. Thank you so much for being here and for popping in and saying hello. This is a really cool moment. So, and also too, guys, Aaron Lynch, if you guys like porting, modding, saw ripping, check him out. I'm very, very blessed and grateful to call him a friend also. Same thing with Redbeard, but Married with Small Engines, you're freaking awesome. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. Freaking awesome. So yeah, check out Married with Small Engines. Amazing mechanic, chainsaws, chipper. I mean, just everything. Check her out, man. Check her out. Muslim 05. So I'm from California, Windsor, California, here in Sonoma County. And Married with Small Engines, you're amazing. Thank you so much. You not to be all sappy and cringy, but you really just you kind of just made the day. So it was a good day today. We got some stuff done, but like I was just saying, you know, the flow was a little off today. I think those Friday the 13th vibes were trying to make their way in, but we did good. So thank you for coming in and saying hello and subscribing. So yeah, guys. So for now, and since we got Married in here real quick, I don't know if you caught a little tour of of our little workshop here, but I'll give you a quick little tour just real quick. So I work here at the house, and this is what I have right now. This is everything that's come in the past week, except for a couple that I've already had. Got a cool 051 AV, couple Husqvarnas. Got one of my little workbenches here. It's our AC unit. Got the steel mat, but this is like our saw holding, and then this is where it all goes down. Grandfather shed shop, and yeah, our personal 661, aka Big Bertha. Little bit of holding area, little cylinder boneyard. This is our 2511, our personal, that we're gonna do some porting, and yeah, this is where it all goes down. But anyhows, much love to everybody. We had some cool peeps in the house. Husqvarna's back in the house. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. We as long as we make it to tomorrow and we wake up and we're healthy, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. There's plenty more to do. Cleaning. We're gonna tear down that 461, pop the cylinder, and so I can get pictures for our customer showing that the piston broke off, or part of it broke off. So yeah, but for now, we're gonna head out, clean up a little bit, and get ready for our evening plans, our little outing. And much love to you guys. And I'm still like in shock, man, that Married is here. That's freaking awesome. So anyways, much love to everybody. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and hopefully we'll see each other tomorrow. So much love. Let me see real quick. Looks like you're busy. Thank you. Yeah, I know a lot of you know, a lot of our customers, when they first started popping in, they're like, what? Or our new customers, they come in, they're like, wait, this is it? It looks so much bigger on Instagram. And it's just we do all right. We do good. So so anyhow, we're out of here. Much love to you guys. Thank you all for being here. Laters. MV, see ya.